Hi, this is Adrienne Barbeau. Just call me Billy. Everyone does. And you're listening to WithoutYourHead.com.
Hey, it's Nasty Neal here, live from Starbucks. I think it's almost 5:30 in the morning. Flew out from Atlanta yesterday. What time? I tried to sleep in actually a little bit yesterday because we got very little sleep most of the weekend at Barrett Live Film Festival. So I've been probably about 19 hours. I think. All right. So you guys, if you watch the last one, I flew out from Atlanta. The flight was delayed 3 hours. And so I couldn't take the final bus back to the Cape, stuck in Boston. You know, I could have got a hotel, could have just sat around South Station. Instead, I went to Encore Casino because my theory was, at the worst, I was just going to spend what I would spend on a hotel with no chance of winning anything and have a good time. But I won, so I paid for my Atlanta flight at the casino, so that was nice. Then I decided to get out of there. Still got about an hour before I can actually take a bus back to the Cape. But yeah, all these. Anyway, we won't talk about delays in flights, but it's not a great time to fly. But security's really dead. I don't know if you should put that out there, but it takes a couple minutes to get through security at the moment. But I'm sure that it will go back to normal very soon. So here we're at the Starbucks, and we're gonna try the new Thanksgiving blend. It supposedly tastes like I almost said candied yams, so that's not right. Candied pecans and sage. I used to think before I drank my coffee black, it's like the wine testers, and they're like it's got a hint of oak and all. It's like I just thought it was total bullshit. Because I used to put a lot of cream and sugar in my coffee, but once I started drinking it black, you can actually taste a lot of these things, and I go, oh, there's some reality to that. Now, will this taste like candied pecans? Probably not, unless they actually put like a candied pecan flavor in it, which I don't like. I don't like flavored coffee since I drink it black. It tastes terrible. It doesn't taste like you can just this tastes artificial and not like coffee. Fill it up with cream and sugar, I'm sure it's delicious. But black coffee flavored is not good. So me, I like a dark roast when medium roast is fine too. Dark it's falling off here. Dark roast or medium roast, preferably not a blonde roast. Black and hot, very hot. So here we go, folks. Who's in the chat here? We've got Axe Hard Wow 1889 in the chat. What's up? Hey, Axe Hard Wow. That's your real name. I'm testing out this thing they offer you now. It says it's streaming in both vertical and horizontal. Now, do you get your choice? Does this like stream as a short as well? I'm not really sure how that works. On my screen, it's showing both, but I don't believe you see both. I don't know. So let me know how you're watching this. I'm curious. All right, here we go. Smells like coffee. How about that? You do taste it's not like a heavy sage, but you do taste some herb in there. It's actually really good. Full bodied, very rich. I do prefer Starbucks. I know some people who hate Starbucks. It says it tastes like a burnt coffee. But I like the very because I drink all my coffee black, and I like it to be really flavorful and rich. And Starbucks, there's some other ones that are good. Pete's, I'm not a fan of Dunkin' Donuts, and it's blasphemy being from Massachusetts. Midnight Blend is not so bad. Their regular blend is not good. It's fine if you had the cream and sugar. They do have good cream, but I drink my blood. Yeah, this is good. It's a little different. Win big money. Not big money. $180. But that's basically what my flight cost was. The flight was a little bit less than that, so that worked out good for me. I'm just playing slots. So I went on a few different machines, and then at the end I cashed out $180.15, and I was about even at that time. So I'm roughly about 180 hit, and it was getting close to where the next shuttle was coming. They have a free shuttle that goes all night. It's pretty cool. From Encore Casino to Chinatown. It goes every half hour during the day, every hour all night long. And so I was like, this is a good time to get out of here. Now, yeah, I was tempted to stay and play some more, maybe, come out way ahead, but then you run the risk of losing it. Especially, look, if you get a bad streak on anything, it goes very quickly. And I do play to have fun, honestly. I mean, obviously you would like to win, but I'm not like someone going there spending a fortune or anything like that. These are bots, maybe. Are you Patrick Swayze? Do I look like Patrick Swayze? I take that as a compliment. Eat, eatable sandwich. I like that name. You don't want an unedible sandwich. Can I donate? Yes, I would love. I would love that. Please donate here to help the channel. You can super chat. You can also Venmo at Headyverse, or you can PayPal without your head at gmail.com. I should put this up on because we are actually trying to raise money to pay for the stream, the annual stream. I think we're over halfway there, which is nice. I should be more diligent on these things, but I do the show to have fun. But obviously, it does cost money. Let me throw this up here. Somewhere here. Boom! Look at that. All right. When you talk wrestling, you look homeless. Oh, okay. I mean, I look the same now. Do I look any different? Or is it just the fact that talking wrestling makes you look homeless? Oh, no, I think I look pretty much the same. I don't dress any differently. I just wear horror stuff usually on the horror show, wrestling stuff on the wrestling show. But the same background. I don't think many homeless people do sit in front of bookshelves with like action figures and stuff. That'd be. I mean, I see a lot of homeless people. You need dark. Look, dude, I'm in a. I'm in a Starbucks. I can't control the lighting here. I can't be like, hey guys, dim this light here. When you're out and about, you're kind of at the whim of wherever you are. So, Barry Live Film Festival. I had a great time. We're going to go more in depth on that Thursday on the Live Without Your Head, and Shannon Thompson will be on the show. We're going to recap it and talk about the future Buried Alive Film Festival, film festivals in general. And anyone who's at Buried Alive, you're welcome to come on the show. Just email me withoutyourhead@gmail.com, or you could message me on wherever, any kind of social media. Guru is here. Guru is the final house. And Guru, I haven't been up 24 hours, but I'm not very tired at all. I think I could go another. I think I can go another 30 hours easy. You on Mythbusters? I was not 317 Ducky. Are these real people? Who are these people? I don't even know what Mythbusters is. People used to think I was Chum Lee. Back when I was heavier. And I used to wear, I used to use more, I used to use Just for Men. It's kind of its own natural at the moment. I used to think I was Chumley from, what's the show called? It's one of those, how tall are you, Guru? Man, I was Guru Run trying to pick me up. ASL Guru Run. What are you wearing? I am 5'5", and I do not keep this a secret. Like many people online, they pretend they're 6 feet. Like Stuttering John, he's like oh, I'm gonna beat everybody up. He's like a 6-year-old guy. He's like 5'4". Yeah, I'm 5'5". I do not keep this a secret. But this has come up recently, actually, at Buried Alive. A lot of people think I'm a very big dude. I mean, I'm a wide guy, but I'm not a tall man. But apparently, I look tall sitting. I don't know. You podcast. I love listening and watching your podcast. Thank you, Jason Finch. I appreciate that. You're a good man. I am Jason Finch. Well, good. Jason Finch. You look shorter than everyone in the photos. Yeah, because I am short. Deal. I believe Jennifer Pearl is shorter than me, so I'm gonna just start doing all photos with her. But I mean, I'm in multiple films, short films. There's plenty of video out there of me, especially back in the day, hosting like panels and stuff. So I've never presented myself as a giant man. I know it really upsets Kevin Brennan. He gets very upset about that, and I'm not. I don't know. I've got two theories. Either he's interested me, because why would you get mad that like another grown man is short? Like, so I think he was either interested in me, like maybe this is like a potential love interest to his, and then he got pissed. It's like, what? I only date guys over 6 feet tall, or he was hoping to add me to his like list of bodyguards, because you know what's his name? Stevie Lou. He's like 8 feet tall, I think, and so his only weakness is nunchucks. But everywhere Kevin goes, I believe he brings Stevie Lou as his backup, his muscle. I think Tommy Jordan might be the new muscle at some point, and he gets really excited about big men. I'm a bit of a short. What is this? I'm a bit of a shortist. Oh man! So does that mean you're anti-short people? I must have to knock you around, Google. I used to tell people that I wore basement shoes. They're the reverse of elevator shoes, because I have a big personality. So I also don't want to. So I can overpower people or overshadow people. I can talk over people if I want to, like on the Stuttering John Ava show. I try not to, but like if people annoy me, I can if I really want to. But you can't really have a conversation that way. But I can if need be. So I would say that I wore basement shoes, and they were the opposite of elevator shoes, where they take 6 inches off your height instead of adding to your height. And I always say these kind of things very straight, and not like heterosexual, but straight, dry sense humor. And there'd be times people would just be like, "Oh, really? It's interesting." Like it was a real thing. I don't know how they actually thought this worked. You get maybe dug a hole into the floor, or I was like walking on my knees like Dwarf. That's a really good topical reference for all the kids out there. I know everyone loves Dwarf. I am the shorty. Oh, I see. Nice. Well, we get along, Guru. That's why we bonded over being short. Nasty Neal and Annabelle Elector. Yeah, Annabelle is no longer part of the show, but we wish her well. What's this? Still love the Christmas episode of Scott. Yeah, Scott Marlowe. I don't know if you know this, but he passed away during the pandemic. I believe he died of COVID. Really good guy. He was on twice. So we did if people don't know, he's a cryptozoologist, was a cryptozoologist, and he actually taught cryptozoology at a college. I believe at the time he was the only person that did that. People might do it today. I don't know. So the first time we had him on, it was all about Bigfoot, and then the second time we did a Christmas special, and we talked about the real legends of Krampus and Yule Cat, maybe, which was a cryptid I'm not familiar with until I talked about that with Scott Marlowe. So he never made it to the video show. He's only on the audio only show. But I wouldn't mind doing some more of those if it's too bad he's no longer with us. He was a good guy. But I like the idea of doing some out of the box shows. Like we do a ton of interviews, and I love doing interviews. But I really like Tara's idea with the clown show and the ghost show. Those were fun. We're actually going to be doing a sword and sorcery show coming up. And I believe we have something planned for Christmas. And some other fun stuff. And if anyone ever has any ideas, send them in. We're also going to, since we ran out of time on the Ghost Show, we're going to do a follow up and do the live tarot card reading. But yeah, I know the guy earlier asked about donating. That would be helpful and also we will be launching a campaign in the new year for Arbor Day, which will be the first film I direct. So I produced several features. Once a feature smash, it's hard to explain because when people say produce, sometimes they think it's just like a guy put money in. But the once a feature smash is something that I was involved in, from the concept all throughout. So I really consider that, our movie, me, Michael, and Sophia, and I know they do too. So Michael wrote the bulk of the script. But me and Sophia also gave ideas, and I wrote a lot of the jokes, most of the jokes for the talking head people. The concept, came about Michael and Sophia and Michael and I were talking about it. Anyway, I don't want to break down what everyone did in the movie, but it's definitely it's a group effort. Everyone, Aaron, who edited it, the cast. The convention itself. But, me, Michael, Sophia, that's our baby. And we toured around with it. It was very exciting. But when I was touring around with it, I did realize that the credit producer is kind of a nebulous thing because it can mean many things. Because I've also helped produce other films where I had a completely different role where I didn't have any real creative input. But I may have helped get them into festivals or helped get other people involved. There's lots of different things you could do as a producer. Anyway, but the point was on What's Future Smash, it was really heavily involved throughout the whole process, from creation to writing, to editing, being in it. Although that's not necessarily producer, but anyway, that was a very good experience. I've talked about this a lot, but looking back, honestly, one of the highlights of my life, honestly, is doing the movie, and especially the U.S. premiere at the whole thing, really, whole thing. Even just the when we did End Zone 2, we rented a cabin up in Lake Arrowhead. And it was a real bonding experience because it was like 8 of us. We all lived there together, and there was no you couldn't order food anywhere. There's no delivery. There's no restaurants nearby, and so we had to cook for everybody. We all slept there, and I don't know if it was my first feature film, and I think some of the cast's first feature film. And it's my first time meeting AJ. It was the first time he was he's been parts of things, but it was the first time I made a major acting role in something. We bonded right away, similar sense of humor. Also bonded over both going through different types, but life threatening and life changing trauma. If you don't know, AJ lost his leg. He was a teen, and I had part of my colon removed, and a lot of near death experience. And that does change you. And when you meet someone else who's gone through that, You both understand, because it's hard to explain if you've not gone through it. Even if you have empathy for that, it's hard to like really understand it. And pain is one of the shows that actually I think dealt with pain really well was The Punisher. the Pun- there was some talks there like your body can't remember physical pain, which is probably a defense mechanism. So you can't like just call upon like horrible physical pain, but you can recall mental anguish or mental pain. But anyway, we both went through a lot of pain, physical pain. Um, I had my deals with a lot of different painkillers. I have a high pain tolerance, which is not a good thing. Might sound like a good thing, but it's not. But because if you're in a lot of pain, that is a warning sign from your body to like something's wrong. So if you have a high, it sounds like, oh wow, that's cool, but it's not good, because then you ignore a lot of warning signs. But we're not here to talk about that. This is uncomfortable. Literally, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Let's see here. We'll get back to the fun topics. Jason with the smile. Hello there, Jason. I like those hands there. I want to fight some dab. Guru's gonna fight some dabs. Maybe the Papies can. Are you not in? I didn't. Oh, where are you, Guru? I didn't know you weren't in the United States. I love Without Your Head podcast because I love old school horror movies. Oh, cool. Yeah. I like the combination of old school horror on the show and an independent horror. I think those are two things. I like both things, and so it's really fun to me to find like people from stuff I grew up watching, and then also as I got more involved in movies, I really enjoy independent film, and so to help support independent film is also a big part of the show. Bill Moseley, yeah, Bill Moseley, great guest, one of my favorite guests. There's a really long. We've done several interviews with him. I did some video interviews with him at conventions. Hosted some panels involving Bill, but there's a really good, very long interview, and he doesn't do a lot of long form interviews. And I think that's honestly one of the best Without Your Head interviews. I mean, I'm biased, but that is a really good interview. A guy that been around, a long time and has two really, I mean, he's multiple roles that people know, but two like iconic roles, Chop Top and then Otis. And a lot of people don't get that in modern day. Back in the day, like Vincent Price and Boris Karloff and uh, a lot of those guys, Lon Chaney Jr., Lon Chaney Sr. especially, they would, I guess Lon Chaney Jr. more really were Wolfman, but he's in other stuff too. But back in the day, like those guys would be horror icons, and they would be in like tons of stuff and be known for stuff. And Bill's in a lot of stuff, so don't get me wrong there. But really, like, not too many guys in modern day get more than one like performance that people really remember. And I don't want to name anyone out, but you guys could probably think of people that like Doug Bradley, great actor, tremendous actor, amazing voice. He's primarily known for Pinhead, and that's not a knock on him as an actor. I think he's amazing. Tony Todd was Candyman, and the guy was a true thespian. And but Bill has Chop Top, and then he has Otis. And like I said, not a lot of guys get that. Another thing about that, the Rob Zombie movies there, the Devil Three Jacks and House of Thousand Corpses. Sid, another guy that's in a ton of stuff, and to get that really his most iconic role a lot later in life, he talked about in our first interview, and he gave advice which I actually think about sometimes, because there's times I think about quitting, whatever, the show and stuff. And he said, if you love what you do, um, you just never quit, never quit, never quit. Let's see here. Tony Moran, Michael Myers, the original. Yeah, there's several people who played. There's at least 3 people who played Michael Myers in the original Halloween. Tony plays him without the mask. Nick Castle plays him in most of the movie as a shape. And I know the guy who directed Halloween 3, I'm not going to remember his name. He's been on the show. But he plays him in the closet scene, which is arguably the scariest. People have different views, but I think probably the scariest Myers scene in the original movie. It's possible someone else can, but I know at least those 3 people played them, which is kind of the impetus of my movie, The Once and Future Smash, was there's multiple horror actors who, not only take credit, but some of them will argue that someone else really didn't play the character. And I don't want to get too far on this because I'm friends with most of these people, but Bill Johnson and Bob Elmore, I like both guys. Bob has passed away. I would never say anything bad about either guy. I considered Bob a good friend of mine. Bill, I don't know as well, but a really nice guy. And if I knew him better, I would consider him a friend too. Always had a great time talking. I think both guys are very honest, but they have a much different view on who really played the majority of Leatherface in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And that was the original impetus for The Once and Future Smash, the idea that 2 actors both take credit for an older slasher film. There's other people like that, Stephen Dash and Warrington Gillette, and most people believe Warrington Gillette played the one scene, Jason Without the Mask. He claims otherwise. Most people don't back him on that. Even going back to Rico Browning and Ben Chapman for Creature from the Black Lagoon. Now, they don't argue that the other one didn't play the character, but I believe there was a friendly rivalry for decades over who was, I don't know, I don't say who's better, but there's a rivalry there. Rico Browning did the underwater scenes, Ben Chapman did the land scenes, and believe me, there's a lot more examples of this. Tony Moran's one of them. Tony Moran really takes credit for playing Michael Myers in all of that movie, and from what I understand, he only plays him without the mask. And that's what multiple people say. I was not there, so I don't know. But I've always had good dealings with Tony. Nightmare on Elm Street with Freddy Krueger and Robert Englund. Are you saying I mean, people know that Robert. I don't know if a lot of people know. So they're probably the hardcore horror movie fans know, but they were going to have a different guy play him in part 2. There's even some test footage, which is kind of mind-boggling to me. But historically, the guys who play a lot of these slasher guys don't get much credit. Like some of them, back in the day, they didn't even get credit. So, you shoot with a book or 2 about the history of horror. Lover of beer. You should write. That came up when we were doing Our Man Funk, and we met Debbie Rochon. And Debbie, for people who don't know, not only horror actress and legend, she used to host Fangoria Radio, co-host with Dee Snider. And she used to tell me, because of 20 years now of archives, that I should really repurpose that. And one of the things she suggested was writing a book, with those interviews. You're writing them out. Other things like take clips, stuff like go through them all and find common subjects and put it together. All that stuff is really interesting and stuff I would like to do. It's all very time consuming, but I realize there's a lot of value in the archives. I had someone actually offer to buy Without Your Head, and that honestly made me sad even thinking about it. Like, it's cool that someone would want to buy it, but the idea of selling the last 20 years of my work, um, it's like it kind of made me depressed even think about it. I don't know what they were going to give me. It would have to be like, honestly, like money, enough money where I can't say like to set me for life or something, and they're not going to offer me this. You know what I mean? I don't know. I can't imagine it. But they'd offer probably a whatever amount that I could have fun with, and then it'd be like, well, now what? I have all my stuff's gone, and David, and they're a nice guy. I'm not saying you're anything wrong with them, but they were like, well, you can just start like a new show, a new website, and I was like, yeah, I could, but then like all the all the all the decades are just like owned by someone else, and like I can't like uh share them. I don't know. It honestly made me like kind of sad to think about. Let's see. What is this? Where am I looking here? Who is this? Jason Finch. I wish I could see these better. Um, people ever use StreamYard on your phone? Like, they literally show you like this little tiny strip of the chat. Like, why they do that? Then you really need a better setup. I'm going to finish watching, listening to the live on my flight. Oh, cool. All right. Thank you. Guru One. Uh, talking about something or other. Sure, do you want to help my sci-fi musical? Yeah, 100%. You know what? My grandfather's nickname was Shorty. My grandfather also short. Most people in my family are short. I have a few family members that are like 6 feet, but yeah, my grandfather's really short. So one of my grandfather's, I don't know this, but yeah, my grandfather's nickname was Shorty. We named one of my cats Shorty after my grandfather because he died when I was fairly young, when I was 12. People don't know. I'm not going to go into this. I know I mentioned this once on MLC, and then like honest Dab, it was like, oh, Neal was crying about this, but I wasn't. It was just Kevin asked me about stuff, and I just answered it. In fact, I had like I think I probably have very little emotion about about my father. Like, uh, he died last year, and I think even Kevin was taken back by how much I didn't care about it. So I definitely wasn't crying about it. I mean, the guy had never talked to me, so uh, I want to say, I mean, it's sad anyone dies, I guess. But what was I going to go? Oh, so yeah, I was raised by a single mom, and my grandparents and my grandfather died when I was 12. So I mean, that's who I consider more. My dad is my grandfather or my brother. Like your father figure. Check my medal. I will do that. Thank you, Gary. Was he buried with his head? You know what? I don't know. My grandfather, he was. He's buried on a military funeral uh, on the Cape. I come from a military family. Most of my family served. So yeah, my grandfather and grandmother. So it sounds weird, but I think it's like kind of romantic. When my grandfather died and was buried, yeah, the plot was already there for my grandmother. Uh, so they would be buried next to each other. And she was, she lived 30 more years after my grandfather died. She lived in her 90s. And then when she passed away, she's buried next to my grandfather. I should actually go visit that soon. Military base. I haven't been there for a long time. Now I think about Christmas Horror Story. Good movie. Yeah, that's a really fun anthology. I'm kind of a sucker for horror Christmas films. Where did they emigrate? Well, let's see. They're both born in the United States, but my grandfather. Let's see. My grandmother is Pennsylvania Dutch, which is German. People don't know Pennsylvania Dutch is because they couldn't pronounce Deutsch, or they mispronounced Deutsch. So people think of Pennsylvania Dutch and they think that's like they're descendants of the Dutch. It's not accurate. They're actually German. It was mispronounced the word. I think my grandfather's a few different like Welsh and English, I believe. And then on my father's side, which I don't really have any connection to, but they're all Italian. So I'm kind of a mutt, but mostly German and Italian, and then some other stuff. Very well. Yes, exactly. Deutsch means German, but if you've ever heard Pennsylvania Dutch, they don't say Pennsylvania Deutsch. The term is Pennsylvania Dutch, and it's because they mispronounced Deutsch and they started saying Dutch. So it's Pennsylvania Dutch, which it's like it's a cooking technique. It's people in Pennsylvania, but it actually means German, but because of mispronunciations over the years, it's become Pennsylvania Dutch. I really need to go. Actually, I need to head over to the thing. But this was fun. I might start doing these at home. You want breakfast with Neal, coffee with Neal in the morning, something like that? Send me some ideas if you're into it. And donate. If you send in a super chat or a Venmo or PayPal, I'll be more likely to do these. But no, I really enjoy talking. Great Christmas Horror from Spain. Yeah, we used to do 13 Days of Christmas and 13 Dark Days of Christmas. I really like this coffee. It's a little different. Not so different where it doesn't taste like coffee anymore, but I like it. Oh, move this. All right, so I'm going to get out of here, head over to the bus, head back to the Cape. And tonight, I normally do my wrestling show. Right now, I'm wide awake, but am I going to be wide awake in 13 hours from now? I have no idea. And I've not watched anything besides horror movies for the last 5 days. So, but I don't want to anger my wrestling fans, and I also love my wrestling fans. So we'll see. If I don't do one tonight, I will do one this week. And coffee with Shorty. All right, Guru. Guru is. You know what, Guru? If I start doing that, I'm gonna mod you. You've got to be good. I don't think I've modded anybody, so it would be. You have to take those at a high honor. Lover of beers. People don't know. OG with Tigerhead. Back on our message board days, one of the original guys back in 2006. Lover of beers. So he deserves modded too. Vagina wrinkle, and she needs modded. Well, I don't see her here. No mod for her. All right, we're going to get out of here, and I will talk to you guys later. Yeah, Tommy Jordan was actually watching my live stream the other night. We started off, I was like, I think this guy's a real creep. And even though we kind of joke about, I remember saying that me and him went to camp or something on MLC. But you know what? I genuinely liked Tommy. And so yeah, I am buddies with Tom. All right. I will see you guys soon. Bye.
Hi, this is Doug Bradley, Pinhead from the Hellraiser movies, and you are listening to Without Your Head. And you better keep listening to Without Your Head, or you will not only be without your head, you will be without your soul, because I will tear it apart.